practically tattooed on my trading soul. And here's the dangerous part. I actually believe it. I always believe it enough to fund, sometimes $10, sometimes $20, trying to replicate what I saw, but with my own system. Because some part of me truly believes this is the one. I just need to stay sharp. One clean setup, that's all it takes. But I always end up blowing it, every single time. Then I sit there, hating myself. Not because I lost $20, but because I did it again. Same cycle, same lie, same pain. And the sickest part? After a while, I tell myself, it's part of the game. This is how every trader learns. Then I fund again, over and over, like I'm chasing someone else's story instead of writing my own. I wasn't trading to grow. I was trading to prove I could do what they did, trying to make fast money just like them. Because I felt pressured. Anytime I saw those screenshots or videos, I stopped believing trading was a long-term game. I just wanted to make what they were making, right now. I let screenshots dictate my self-worth. I let highlight reels ruin my discipline. And the truth? Most of these traders are either lucky, on a hot streak, or editing the story. Comparison? It's not motivation, it's poison. That mindset, they don't have two heads. It sounds motivational, but for me, it was self-destruction in disguise. Because I already had a system, I had an edge, but I kept abandoning it, trying to replicate a stranger's flip. And each time I failed, I didn't learn the lesson. I just got better at lying to myself. It's not the blown accounts that hurt the most. It's realizing how much time I wasted, chasing a fantasy, thinking I was being ambitious, but really I was just scared of being patient. So if you're stuck in that same loop, let me say what I wish someone said to me earlier. You don't need to flip to win. You don't need to replicate anybody. And you definitely don't need to prove anything to a screenshot. Sometimes the voice in your head isn't motivation. Sometimes it's just ego, wearing a hoodie, telling you to keep burning money, and it'll keep you broke until you finally shut it off.
I don't think I've ever truly told anyone this, but I think trading broke something in me. I started trading because I wanted freedom, not just financial freedom, but freedom from the feeling of being stuck in a country where the system fails you, where hard work doesn't always mean success, where connections matter more than competence. So when I found trading, it felt like my escape, a screen, a chart, a strategy, and a promise. If you get good at this, you don't need anyone, just you and the market. I like that. At first, I thought I was smart. I learned everything they said: backtesting, risk management, discipline, psychology. But no one tells you what happens when you do everything right and still lose. No one prepares you for the loneliness that comes with chasing success in silence. You lose money, but can't tell your family. You blow another account, but your friends still think you're killing it. You smile, but deep down, you're drowning. There was a day I lost my entire monthly salary in 6 minutes. Not because I didn't know what I was doing, but because I refused to close a trade out of hope. Hope. That thing that makes you stay longer than you should. In a trade, in a system, in a mindset. Trading became my addiction. Not the kind people laugh about, but the kind where you wake their oxygen. The kind where your self-worth is tied to whether the trade hits TP or SL. I've lied. I've borrowed money to top up accounts I wasn't mentally ready to trade. I've isolated myself from people who asked too many questions about my trading. And I've had moments where I stared at the screen, not even trading, just staring, feeling completely empty. I don't know if I'm still doing this because I love trading, or because I'm afraid to admit it didn't work out the way I dreamed. But here's what I've learned. Success in trading is not just about strategy, it's about healing. Healing the parts of you that think money will fix the pain. Healing the ego that thinks you can outsmart the market every day. And healing from the shame of failure. To anyone still struggling silently, you're not weak, you're not dumb, you're just human. And sometimes, that's the hardest part of this game.
Your mentor doesn't have to be profitable for you to become profitable. And even if they are, it still doesn't guarantee your success. Yeah, I said that right. Let it sink in. Let me tell you my story. I used to believe success was all about finding the right mentor, someone with payouts, verified results, and the lifestyle to prove it. So when I found one, I held on tight. Every signal, every strategy, every market breakdown. I followed it all and still lost. That's when it hit me. Just because someone can trade doesn't mean they can teach, and just because they're making money doesn't mean you will. I got obsessed with being his clone, thinking like him, trading like him, even talking like him. But the more I copied him, the more I lost myself. And in this game, once you lose yourself, you lose your edge. I remember staring at my charts after my fourth failed challenge, just sitting there, asking, why the hell is he winning? And I'm still bleeding. I started to believe I wasn't cut out for this, like something was wrong with me. But here's the truth most traders never learn, at least not until it's too late. Your breakthrough isn't in your mentor, it's in your self-awareness. It's in how you handle pressure, how you think through setups, how you manage risk, control emotions, and adapt to chaos. Mentors are guides, not saviors. They can hand you the blueprint, but they can't build your discipline. They can show you their setups, but they can't control your impulses. Eventually, I stopped trying to be him, stripped everything back, and started building a process that made sense for me. Smaller size, simpler setups, way more patience. I still respect him, but I no longer need to be him. And that shift, that moment it was the beginning of real growth. Facing someone else's path, don't follow a mentor to become them. Follow them to find your own edge, because no matter how good they are, only you can trade your way to consistency. That's my confession. Thanks for bringing this whole confession of a trader RTM thing to life. Big fan.
It's crazy how fast you can go. From being a trader people respect to being the guy everybody calls a scammer. I don't even know if this is a confession, a warning, or both. It all started when I blew an investor's funds through account management. I met him at a time when things were looking up for me. I had a solid record, good strategy, and I believed in my edge. He saw it. He trusted me. He put his money in my hands. And the truth is, he wasn't wrong to trust me. I could trade. I really could. I wasn't faking it. I wasn't chasing clout. For years, I judged traders who blew investor accounts until I became one of them. At first, I swore I'd stick to the plan. Low risk, steady growth, 1.5% per trade, strict discipline. And for a while, it worked. Month after month, we made money, shared profits. But then, greed crept in. The profits felt too small for the account size. I wanted the investor excited. I wanted to prove I could deliver more, faster, bigger. I told myself, slow gains don't impress investors. Slow gains don't validate your genius. That's how leverage and greed seduced me. At first, it worked. The profits piled up. My confidence exploded, and I thought I was untouchable. But leverage doesn't just amplify your wins. That will eventually cut your throat. The day it turned against me, I froze. I had risked almost 20% of the account on one trade. The market moved the wrong way. I couldn't cut loss, because cutting losses meant facing a brutal hit I couldn't stomach. I kept holding, hoping it would reverse, instead of managing it, backing it up with new strategies, just to hold on to that losing trade. I was hooked on hope, and hope is the most expensive drug in trading. But the market didn't reverse. By the time reality hit me, that $130,000 investors fund was down $300. So many trouble and suffering came up after he found out. Long story short, it wasn't just the money that vanished. It was my name, my reputation, my identity. When you blow your own account, you get hurt. You move on. When you blow an investor's account, you're branded a scammer. You lost your reputation. And I don't blame them for calling me that. I blame myself. Now I live with the scar, the names, the consequences, plus the shame. So if you're hearing this, chasing investor capital like it's your golden ticket to the top, listen carefully. Over-leveraging isn't just a mistake, it's a death sentence. Risk management isn't advice, it's survival. And pressure will eat you alive from the inside out. I thought I was building a career. Instead, I buried myself. And that's a lesson I'll carry like a scar for the rest of my life.
There's something I've never, but maybe it's time. Pips. In the direction I called perfectly. I've mastered entries. I've studied risk. I have a system that works, at least on paper. But in real time, I sabotage every single trade that goes well because I don't trust myself to hold a winner. I'm still traumatized by all the losses I refuse to cut. I'm still haunted by that one time I was up $90 and ended the day minus $300. So now, when profit shows up, I panic, like profit is a trap, like the market is tricking me. And I hate it, man. I hate that my problem isn't strategy. It's not even the market. It's me. I've become the reason I stay broke. I've become the voice that says, play it safe, when I should let it run. I've become addicted to small wins, even if they come at the cost of my long-term growth. And the sickest part is, the trades I do let run, they're the losers, because hope is easier to hold on to than discipline. If you ask me what my biggest loss is, it's not money, it's potential. I look back and see hundreds of trades, thousands of dollars I never let breathe, because I couldn't let go of fear, because I thought I was protecting myself, but I was just limiting myself. That's what nobody tells you. Trading doesn't just require a strategy, it requires healing.
If trading never worked out for you, what would that truth do to your identity?
It would crush me, because I've bet everything on this. Bridges, ignored relationships. I built this image in my head of future me winning through trading. If it fails, I don't even know who I am anymore. This was supposed to be it.
My confession now is a declaration. I've been trading for 5 years, and I'm still broke. No car, no six-figure screenshots. Just blown accounts and lessons that cost more than I can count. But I won't give up, because I didn't come this far just to quit. I started trading because I wanted freedom. Freedom from the system. Freedom from depending on anyone. Freedom to live life on my own terms. And I believe, no, I know, I will make it. Trading will fund my lifestyle. Trading will take me around the world. Trading will build the life I've always. This is my destiny, and I'm not stopping until it's mine.
What's the one mistake that kept sabotaging your trading journey for years?
Every time I hit a drawdown, I'd panic. I'd convince myself that the market had evolved, is now outdated. So I'd tweak it, change entry setup, change time frames, change confirmations, or worse, completely change it. A few days of backtesting, a few live trades, then another losing streak. The cycle repeated, and what I didn't realize was I wasn't evolving, I was resetting. Every time I switched, I erased weeks, sometimes months, of hard-earned experience. Years passed, and I still felt like a beginner. The truth? I didn't need a new strategy. I needed patience. I only became consistent when I stuck to one system for 2 straight years. Through the wins and the pain. Losing streaks don't mean you're broken. They mean you're human, and so is the market.
What's a personal dream or goal that trading made you abandon or delay? Do you regret it?
I abandoned school, not because I hated learning, but because I believed trading would change my life faster than any degree could. I watched lectures while marking charts, missed exams chasing New York session. At some point, I just stopped showing up. Everyone thought I was being foolish. Maybe I was. But when you're broke and desperate to change your story, trading doesn't feel like a risk. It feels like your only shot. Do I regret it? Sometimes, yeah, when trades fail. When I realize I burned bridges I may never rebuild. But other times, I feel like this pain will pay off. Eventually.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done out of desperation? Just to fund your trading account.
I borrowed money under false intentions from people that trusted me. I said it was for something important, but deep down, I just didn't want to miss a trade. I told myself I'd flip it, return it quick, but I didn't. I lost it in hours, and that was the moment I realized this thing can turn you into a scammer without even knowing it. You don't plan to be that guy, but when desperation hits, morals get blurry. That's the truth no one admits.
Was trading a choice or your only way out?
I didn't get into trading because I loved the markets. I got into trading because I hated being broke. I was tired of watching life move forward without me. Tired of watching people around me succeed, while I kept shrinking into myself. Every job I touched felt like survival, not purpose. And every month, I was reminded that hope cost money. Trading wasn't a career choice for me. It was an escape route. The only thing that gave me the illusion of control. That maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't have to beg life for mercy anymore. I wasn't chasing Lambos. I was chasing freedom. Because behind every chart, every setup, every sleepless night watching price action was just a person who didn't want to die average. Trading didn't just give me a goal, it gave me identity. And even though I failed, blown, and doubted everything, I still show up. Not because I'm strong, but because this is the only fight I've ever truly chosen for myself.
How has trading affected your relationships or mental health? For better or worse?
It made me start pretending. I act like I'm okay in front of people, but deep down, I'm constantly worried that I'm wasting my life. Everyone around me is moving forward, getting jobs, relocating, starting things. And me? I'm just here, staring at candles, hoping one day all this will work. I've missed birthdays, ignored friends, lied about how things are going. Because how do you tell someone you've been grinding for 4 years and you're still not profitable?
You know, the craziest thing about life is it's luck, and others are born to fight for every inch. And somehow, I've always fallen in the second category. It doesn't matter how much I prepare, how many hours I spend studying charts, backtesting strategies, waiting patiently for the perfect setup. The moment I enter a trade, sometimes it feels like trading has a personal grudge against me. If I buy, price drops. If I sell, price rises. And sometimes it's not even about me making the wrong call. Because when I step away and look back, I see my analysis was right. But my entry timing was cursed. I've seen people blow accounts because they were reckless. But me? I blow accounts because the one time I choose discipline, the market decides to punish me. I close early, price runs. I hold, price reverses. I follow the rules, I lose. I break them, I lose even worse. I've blown accounts not because I didn't know what I was doing, but because the market always seems to hit me with the one scenario I didn't plan for. It's like trading and life. Both keep teaching me the same lesson. Nothing comes easy for me. And honestly, it's exhausting to keep showing up, to keep giving your all, and still watch everything slip through your fingers like you were never meant to win in the first place. People think trading is all about skill. And yes, skill matters. But if you've been where I've been, you'll understand. Sometimes it feels like luck plays a bigger role than anyone admits. And when luck is never on your side, you start to question if maybe this game wasn't built.
What lie do you still tell yourself about your trading journey?
That I haven't made progress. I say it because I don't have flashy results, no big profits, no screenshots worth bragging about. But when I really look at it, I'm not the same trader I was months ago. I enter with intention now. I wait more. I think clearer. That's not luck. That's change. Quiet, uncelebrated, but real.
The most painful part of trading isn't losing money. It's waking up every day and realizing the person destroying your account is you. Like, you know exactly what you're supposed to do, and you still don't do it. You tell yourself, wait for confirmation, but you don't. You just jump in. Why? Because you're scared it's going to leave without you. You promised yourself you'd stop after one trade, but the moment you took a loss, all you could think of, you swore you wouldn't chase. And yet there you were, glued to the chart, trying to force something out of nothing. And then, when the market finally moves, the way you predicted, the way you saw it, hours ago, and you're not even on it. You're just watching it run without you. That hurts more than breakup. The truth is, most of my worst losses didn't come from bad analysis. I didn't blow accounts because I couldn't read a chart. I blew accounts because I couldn't control myself. Because when emotions step in, fear, greed, anger, all the strategy in the world doesn't matter. Look, the market is ruthless, but it's predictable. My problem has never been the market. My problem has always been Me. It's not the market that humbles me most of the time. It's me, betraying my own rules. And the crazy part is, I know this. I know discipline is everything. I know patience pays. I know revenge trading kills accounts. But knowing and doing, man, that's two different battles.
Have you ever hated someone else's success because of where you were in your own journey?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I have. I'd see someone post their profits, withdrawal, payout and prop certificate on Instagram or Telegram or Twitter. And I'd just sit there staring. Not because I hated them. I didn't. I just hated how far behind I felt. I was grinding too. Studying, trading, failing, trying again, but the results weren't coming. And that makes you question yourself. You start wondering, what am I doing wrong? Why does it feel like I'm the only one not winning? It's more like frustration, like you're tired of clapping for everyone else while your own hands are shaking. And honestly, that feeling sucks, but it's real. And I know I'm not the only one.
What's something you've never admitted?
That no
What's up? Another brand new day. Another brand new day. Good buddy. We are now at 388 subscribers. And as you already know, we are targeting 1K. So if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscription button and turn on post notification and share the live. Like the live. You have to do two things: share the live and like the live. So, gold, 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 gold. What are we doing on gold? Fundamentally, today we have two things: final GDP and unemployment claim. So we have 12:30 final GDP, and GDP is also one of, and their forecast is 3.3, previous is 3.3. That means that it's a neutral expectation. Then we have unemployment claims. So more people, forecast is 233 and the previous is 231, which means that more people have filed for unemployment. More people has filed for unemployment. What does it mean? It means that the dollar is still not, the US economy is still not okay. And if the US economy is still not okay, it means that more people are unemployed. And if more people are unemployed, it means that there won't be any strength in the dollar. So they say that when the actual is less than forecast, then it is good for currency. But the previous is 231 and they are forecasting 233, which it is bad for the dollar. So bad for the dollar means that we are likely to see gold flying to the upside again. But we need a zone, and that zone will be, now we have 3 hours to that news. So perhaps before that time, price will manage to drop a little bit back to this level, then we buy. Possibly. So I'm expecting buys for the news, but at a proper level.
Was trading a choice or your only way out?
I didn't get into trading because I loved the markets. I got into trading because I hated being broke. I was tired of watching life move forward without me. Tired of watching people around me succeed, while I kept shrinking into myself. Every job I touched felt like survival, not purpose. And every month, I was reminded that hope cost money. Trading wasn't a career choice for me. It was an escape route. The only thing that gave me the illusion of control. That maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't have to beg life for mercy